This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
As we go on the air at 4, new developments in the deadly mass shooting in downtown St. Louis. It happened Sunday morning during a party in a building that housed office space on Washington Avenue. 17-year-old Macau Moore died. 11 other teens were injured. Thanks for being here. I'm Kay Quinn.
And I'm Brent Solomon. Today, St. Louis police releasing new security photos, and we've learned new information about the teen who was taken into custody. Take a good look at the photos St. Louis police released earlier today. The department says they're looking to identify the people that you see in these images. The shooting happened on the 5th floor of that office building during a party. Police believe multiple shooters could have opened fire inside of that building.
Police arrested a 17-year-old and said he had a pistol on him. Sources tell 5 on your side 3 rifles were also found where the suspect was hiding. We've also learned the teen was released to his mother 24 hours after he was arrested. Missouri law considers a minor in possession of a firearm a status offense, which isn't serious enough to keep a minor detained. We're told police have applied for additional charges against the teen, so the investigation is ongoing. Police don't have a motive for the shooting at this time.
5 on your side spoke with the family of Macau Moore, the teen who was killed Sunday night. Daryl Moore says his son told him he was going to that party, but now he regrets letting him go.
Then I know if somebody's throwing a party, he's going to be going. So, you know, police is somebody there if they throwing a party for kids.
You thought he would be safe?
Yeah. I really thought, you know, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have let him win, man.
Moore says he got a phone call from his daughter in the middle of the night saying to check on his son. The worried dad rushed to 14th and Washington to learn his son had been shot and killed.
Since this weekend's tragedy, many in the community have been speaking out and wondering, what can we do next? 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay spoke with a former Missouri State Highway Patrol captain. She joins us in studio now with some of his solutions to solving the teen violence problem in our city. Mercedes?
Kay, today I had a long conversation with Ronald Johnson. Everyone at home might remember that name. He was appointed by the governor to take control of security operations in Ferguson in 2014 after the death of Michael Brown Jr. Born and raised in St. Louis, Johnson was a state trooper for 32 years and now owns a consulting company. For weeks now, even before this past weekend, Johnson has met with the head of St. Louis City's NAACP, activists, and city leaders. Their discussions revolved around this exact issue: teen violence. Johnson believes so many people in the city are addressing this issue in 1,000 different ways, and we need to come together. He says it has to start with funding and having conversations with these teenagers on what they want to do and see in the city.
There are a lot of people that are trying to do that same thing, and we just have to come together, think out of the box, and be innovative, and not let politics dictate where we go and how we go. Relationships dictate where we go and how we go. Let's all go together and become better.
Johnson has had conversations with teenagers who say there's nothing for them to do, so they just come downtown. They tell him what starts as a peaceful evening turns into hundreds of kids on the streets, and that's when the disagreement and conflict begins. Coming up at 6, I'll tell you why Johnson doesn't believe more police downtown is the answer.
Very interesting, Mercedes. Thanks. Today, the St. Louis Board of Aldermen considering 2 measures on short-term rentals. Sunday's shooting happened at a short-term rental property on Washington Avenue, and that's where a number of co-working spaces are available for rent. Board Bill 33 would require designating a short-term rental agent to respond to concerns regarding that operation. The bill lays out the process to apply for a permit and how it can be revoked. Board Bill 34 impacts how these properties are being used. The sponsors of these bills say many short-term rental owners don't even live in our area.
Under this legislation, there'll have to be a person who's available 24/7 for any problems that arise. So if there is a party there, you know, there's someone who we can immediately get a hold of.
The measures were already on that agenda prior to the shooting. No vote today, but more hearings on both board bills will be held later. 5 on your side will stay on top of all developments about this shooting, both on air and online. We'll have new information on the 5 on your side app as we learn more.
All right, let's take a live look over downtown St. Louis. Another air quality alert day across the bi-state as temperatures begin to heat up before the official start of summer tomorrow. Meteorologist Gary Frank joins us with your Weather First forecast. Gary?
Yeah, it really hadn't changed a lot over the last few days. You've heard us talk a lot about air quality, and I got news for you. Not going to change a lot in the next few days either. I don't see us getting out of this pattern minus a day or two, really over the next 7 to 10 days. But right now, our temps are pretty normal for this time of the year. Temps in the mid to upper 80s, 87 Creve Coeur, 86 in Forest Park, 89 Cahokia Heights. We're close to 90 degrees even at Lambert, and tonight we're at 68 degrees. I think the main key for us here over the next couple of days is the fact that, you know, our sun sets at 8:30. Tomorrow's the summer solstice. We're going to see that continue. But the next few days, it's dry for now. We're going to see that significant heat start to build in with another chance for very heavy rainfall, similar to the setup that we had on Sunday for some of us. We look off to the southwest, and my goodness, this is where we could be, between 100 to 107, even 108 degrees in Abilene. But it's this core of hot air that's headed our way, and it's going to impact us here over the next few days, maybe even the next 7 to 10 plus days. But there's a little wiggle that could give us that chance for rain, but it is significant. We'll talk about that on Sunday and how it impacts your weekend just ahead.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Gary. Right now, the Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District is considering a rate hike for waste and stormwater service. A new rate proposal was submitted in March for the fiscal year 2025 through 2028. It includes using wastewater rate increases and $750 million in voter-approved debt funding to complete over $1 billion in construction projects. It would also use real estate taxes and fees to raise nearly $700 million for projects to address flooding and erosion. St. Louis City and County residents are invited to share feedback at a series of public hearings happening this summer. The first will be held tomorrow at Creve Coeur City Hall. That's at 7 p.m. Others will take place in Brentwood, Bridgeton, MSD headquarters, Kirkwood, and Chesterfield. More hearings are being planned for late July. We posted much more information on the rate hikes and the meetings at KSDK.com.
Well, today a major announcement from Gulfstream Aerospace. The company says it will expand operations at the St. Louis Downtown Airport in Cahokia Heights. Leaders there want to make a $28 million investment, creating 200 new jobs. That's on top of the already 500 jobs already there. The updates will modernize the existing space and add new technology. To help build a talent pipeline, Gulfstream will also partner with local educational institutions, including East St. Louis Senior High School.
Work is once again underway to get an abortion rights measure on the Missouri ballot in 2024. The ruling from a state judge that ended a standoff between Missouri's auditor and attorney general.
And you can call it the ultimate Cardinal road trip. Our Redbirds just days away from playing London Stadium.
Buy a frozen pizza, win a trip to Italy. The local pizzeria showering its customers with hundreds of prizes.